Dearly departed, we are gathered here today because all of you are dead. I'm going to do a little bit of Viscera cleanup details. I'm looking off to the side checking settings. Sorry for that, everybody. Yeah, Viscera cleanup detail, which is a cleaning game that takes place in a science fiction future after like a shooter event has just happened, like a Doom or Halo or some other similar nonsense, and you play the poor janitor who is sent in to take care of it. It's a classic from a few years ago. Should be fun. So let's go ahead and get into it. We're going to grab our first assignment here. And let's see here. We're going to take a look. We're going to do just a good old classic cleanup. Athena's Wrath, waste disposal. Let's see what we have here that would be fun. Catechist, Unrefinery, Cryogenesis, Evil Science. There's tons of options here. Wasn't there like a... I think there's a... Uprinsing. Here we go. Look at this. An office space to clean. This seems fun to me. Medium size, average length 3 hours. I don't think we're going to be here for the full 3 hours, but we'll go ahead and get started on the cleaning today, huh? Okay, let's go ahead and get started. How's your Friday been, everybody? It's Friday afternoon for me here. Although, if you're watching this out there somewhere on the tubes as opposed to the live stream, you might be watching from, oh, gosh, just about anywhere at any time. You should leave a comment in the doobly-doo and tell me where you are and what time it is and what chores you're up to. So put me on in the background. Go grab your gloves. Go grab your brooms or whatever it is you need to do. And, hey, let's do some cleaning together. All right, so first thing you always got to do when you're cleaning, as everybody knows, is kind of just assess the situation and see what you've got to work with, what needs to be handled. It's all about priorities, right? It's very easy to get overwhelmed by a mess, even a mess this big, because you're just looking around and there's just too much. Let's take a look here, maybe see if we can't turn that. It's got a view, Bob. What if we turn that off? Let me see if that looks like. Yeah, that's a little better. There's a little too much head bob. Okay. And let's check some of our graphics settings here. Don't really care about shadows being that crazy. Alright, we'll leave that. Try to draw distance. Okay. Lens flares. Let's just see how we feel about this. Okay. That looks nice and stable. Alright. Now that we got that set up. But yeah, as I was saying, everybody, when you are cleaning, one of the first and most important things to do is kind of do an assessment. Alright? You gotta get together, look around, see what we're working with, and how bad it is. And get used to the controls of a game that's a little bit older and that doesn't run as smooth as you remember. What? Oh, that's my resolution's all funky too. That's not helping. Where's my 1920 by 1080? Let's try to. There we go. That is better. It's better. All right, and let's see what else can we do in here. We don't need fancy level of anti-aliasing. Alright, we'll just turn down a little bit. We want smooth. Graphics aren't going to look that much better with all that cranked up. Barely noticeable. Okay. Okay. Well, this office space could be a good starting point. But let's see where our various tools are. Okay, here is our loader. Here's our bucket mopper. That means, let's see now, where is the furnace? So first, Viscera cleanup detail, you've got a few different tools like this. So this is the water load. It's a disposable bin. Spits out our disposable canisters like this that we use to carry around junk to make it easier to get things. We've got our, what do we call this? Slosh-o-matic. Makes our little buckets for us. All right, I got my trusty mop as far as tools go, and I've got my dirt meter. which hopefully we'll be able to make happy. There's a broom over there, although the broom is not something you're carrying around. So now what we're looking around for is the furnace. And they can get really tricky about this with the furnace sometimes in different rooms. So let's go ahead and head on downstairs, because I'm willing to bet our furnace room is going to be all the way down here, because that's the thing they like to do. They spread the tools out to make things. Yep, here's the furnace room. Oh, look at all the smoke. Oh man, we need like a. Oops, we need to vent this out. Okay. All right. Well, furnacey insanity it is. Okie doke. Well, taking a look at this, I think our first start is we want to start getting our tools and stuff identified. We've done that. So the next step is to start gathering up all the big chunks. Because at some point, we're going to have to have taken care of all of the droids. We're going to have to taken care of all of the bodies, both human and otherwise. And moving these things around can create a lot of junk. And they can also create a ton of mess. Not so bad with the droid parts, although those can be a problem. It's weird, got a Terminator. Oh, hey, here's our burner. We're going to need that later. Oh, there's another one. A lot of burners. Wow. But, alright, let's start scopping all the bodies together. And the reason being that all these bodies will generate blood and gore. It looks like the robots generate some sort of orangey oil gunk. And if we're dragging them around after we've been doing our mopping and stuff, you're gonna find that it's gonna make a huge mess. Looks like the game's been updated a little bit since I've been here. Look at this new tool. What's this gizmo? Oh, looks like I can't use it. It's just for looking at. Well, that's a tease. That's a tease. Whereas this is an actual tool. All right. Okay. So what chores are you working on? Everybody be honest. Are you doing your dishes? Look, your dishes probably need doing. Put me on a tablet or on a phone and take me over there and start working on your dishes. We can still hang out while you do that. Yep. Everybody needs to do them. And you got to go gather them. Yes, that includes the coffee mugs that you're hiding behind the couch. I know how that goes. I'm going to use Steve. You know about it. Everybody's got bad habits. Oh, and we found our tool dispenser. This dispenses random things like lamps and a couple of other parts that we need in the purposes to help us while we're cleaning. Oh man, this place is a mess. All right, come along, Greg. Okay, did we get all of our downstairs bodies that are in this wing? Looks like it. Let's start bringing the rest of them. Now, I can tell you folks, oh, jeez. Yep. That janitorial work, custodial work in general, it's one of those kind of like things that all through school and growing up, a lot of people are like, boo, janitors, but you depend so much on custodians. And that's a lot more than cleaning usually. I mean, you're usually familiar with, like, the noble high school janitor or such, but a lot of times custodians have a combination, like a whole staff. It's a mix of janitors, people who assemble things, do maintenance, maintain the building and keep everything, all the resources good for you. And if you can get that kind of work, you can pay well. I mean, it depends on where you are and stuff like that, but no need to look down on hardworking people who are maintaining the spaces you live in. Because I don't know about you guys, but I have kids, and it would be nice to have a maid or a janitor for the house. That would make my life a lot better. What about you? Okay. Alright, so do we get all of our downstairs bodies? It's looking better. Where are our rights? We'll talk. This, yeah, this is looking pretty rough. Okay, we got a body here, but what we're going to do now is I'm going to start staging them all down the stairs. Ugh. So that way we can kind of reduce our travel time. So this looks like this was a workers' riot. Looks like a bunch of janitors versus droids. So I'm getting the feeling that as space janitor staff were revolting at the idea of being replaced by synths. That's the vibe I'm getting. But I don't know how I feel about this. Yep. All them robots coming for our work. Now, does that mean that I was not here when this happened, or am I a scab, or am I a worker from another janitorial facility? These are good questions. These are things we need to know. Oh, there's some naughty words going on here. Nope, we don't mop them off. Okay, well, we'll have to figure that out. We'll have to figure that out. Okay. Probably gonna have to use the zap. The physics engine in this game is great. It will calm down more and more as the cleaning goes along. There's so much chaos. Oh gosh. Things got rough in here. Jimothy, I always told you you'd turn out this way. Yep. Never knew when to duck. Never knew what days to not come to work. Apologies, we've got a text coming here. Family life stuff. Oh, okay. That's fine. Nothing urgent. Always got to keep an eye on your phone when you are a dad or a mom. Basically the same either way. Got to be ready at a moment's notice. And here we go. And we are continuing to ferry all of the corpses downstairs. Or they're all sleeping. Yes, sleeping. Okay. They're just sleeping puppies. Okay. Here we go. Alright, we got more people in the HQ here. Ugh. Ned, I told you. Told you. Don't get in fights with droids. Don't get in fights with droids. Although, it is possible, I suppose, the droids could have been on the side of the workers. Bob will free us. Am I Bob? Are we Bob? Do we have a name in this game now? What if they're going to make a Viscera cleanup detail too? Because, you know, the engine, a little older. It's running on an older instance of the Unreal Engine, as near as I can tell. And I'm willing to bet it could benefit from an overhaul. You always hear me talk about this, guys. Let's bring it over to a newer engine. That makes me wonder if the people who made this, if they're interested in a sequel. Like, is there enough interest for that? Or is it just too much bother for them? Because that would be understandable, too. But I think that could be cool to see what kind of fun they could have and what kind of hijinks they could get up to with the newer Unreal Engine. And on the other hand, it's possible that they've moved on to the other games, or that the company doesn't exist anymore. Your heads will look nice in my trunk. Well, that's a bit aggressive. Okay. Alright, we're down to the last couple, I think, folks. Oh, got somebody in the corner here. Okay. We're getting blood and gore everywhere. But as you can see, cleaning up bodies is messy business. And this is why I always recommend starting with the first step. This is kind of like when you clean your dishes. You always got to get your pots all organized, nice and neat and out of the way. And then you've got to go ahead. And if you've got a dishwasher, you know, get your dishes properly prepped and load up as much as possible. And then whatever doesn't fit, you're going to want to go and wash that yourself. There's no shame in that. You know, a little bit of experience washing dishes never hurt anybody. And then, at that point, once everything's cleared out, then you can go around and get back to cleaning the kitchen. Wiping down the counters, cleaning out the sink. All of that's important. Okay. Gonna do one last search for bodies. I think we got them all, though. Alright. Got none over here. None over here. Okay. We're going to head back downstairs now, team. And we're going to start dragging them all over into the furnace room so we can begin the cremations. Last rites for our fallen brothers, as it were. Ugh. So many of them. Okay. There we go. Now me, I like to listen to something while I am choring. What about you all out there? Are you music people, or do you prefer to listen to something like a podcast or a show? I watch a lot of YouTube while I'm choring. Legal, and Cooking with History, and all sorts of stuff like that. Things where they're talking about fun stuff or interesting stuff. And that helps engage part of my brain a little bit so that I'm not as distracted. Well, actually, yeah, I am distracted. It engages the brain to distract me a little bit so that I can actually kind of focus more on what I'm doing without getting too stressed out. These droids are noisy. How about you all? Does that work that way for any of you? Let's get that out of the way. I find that that's what works for me. So I know everybody has their own method. Well, unless you work for a company, in which case your company might have a method that maybe you have to follow. Okay. And I feel like a claw machine. Except for instead of being rewarded for, you know, with like a stuffed animal or something, if what I pull out of the pile is a corpse. Isn't that... Ugh. See, this is the kind of mess y'all make when you're playing Doom and stuff like that. But do you ever stop and think about that? No. Do you think about the people that work tirelessly behind the scenes to take care of all of this? No, you sure don't. You should be embarrassed with yourselves. Let's get that box out of the way. Okay. Get that box more out of the way. There we go. Purpley. Come on, Purpley. Into the incinerator pile. Our dry cleaning bill must be atrocious. You know what I mean? Oh, absolutely atrocious. Okay, folks. And go. Oh, what are you doing hiding over here? You're supposed to be in the corpse pile, too. Get in the corpse pile. You know, really, we should get corporate just being for a pressure washer for us, because we're going to have to hand mop all this. Which is atrocious, by the way. No pressure washers with some squeegees. Look, I worked in a restaurant many years ago, and we had, for all of our areas with like this, with actual tile floors, there were drains in the floors, and we had squeegees. Now, we did have to use mops. We didn't have pressure washers because it was a restaurant. But there's nothing like that here. I think a combination of floor drains and pressure washers and squeegees would make great. Actually, squeegees would be great in this game, because even with the mops, you could just like throw down a bunch of water and then use the squeegees to push all the water towards the drains. But I imagine that would be a physics engine nightmare. Okay. And we are clear of known bodies. Oh, all right, folks. All right, we're moving on to the crematorium phase. guess we should. I guess we should, you know, pay some. You guys demand rights? There we go. Dearly departed, we are gathered here today because all of you are dead. And that's sad. I knew most of you. You're good men. We worked really hard here for this company, and as you know, they replaced us with droids. At least they were going to. It looks like in the case of this, we'll call it a strike, that you all managed to take out most of the droids, but you yourselves were killed, either by the droids or by the security units coming to protect the droids that were going to replace you. But I want you to know your sacrifice was worth it, because I still have a job, and I will go on in your place to maintain the glorious and proud tradition of this place. Would any of you like to say any words? No? Okay. Into the incinerator with everybody. Droids are so heavy. See if we can't clear the front here. Should probably close the back of this thing, so that way we don't have oh, Ned Drew, look. Got bits and pieces of you all in the back here. And we are trying to run a responsible establishment. And can't do that if we've got a bunch of blood and gore gibbets in the back. That's just impolite of you, Ned Drew. Can't. Oh, put your head in there. You forgot some of your intestines. You're gonna need these in the next life. Don't worry, guys. I'm gonna be putting a bunch of sundry goods and stuff in here. Oh, Jake, that was you, Jake. All right. Well, I'll make sure to keep your thumb drive. Oh, there's your brush, though. But I'm gonna put a bunch of supplies in here for you guys to take with you to the next life. Okay? Just make sure. We've got some more gibbons. I don't even know what this is. Like a thigh? I think that might be your thigh. Or shoulder? Alright, Ned Drew. Alright. Rest in peace, Ned Drew. Let's close this up. Alright. Back to the front of the pile. Douglas. Ed, you were always good. Ned Drew and Ned were more fun, but you were a good person. Unit 62. Murdertron. Ugh. Yep, you were a lot of trouble, Murdertron. Frank. Always good, Frank. Greg, come here. Get in there with your... Greg. Frank, I told you to... Get in there. Get this stupid sign out of here. That's what got you guys in trouble in the first place. Hank! Man, you lost weight, so that's good news. Iago, I always liked your style. The ladies will miss you. Jake, don't worry, Jake. We'll tell your wife you loved her. Alright, Kendrick, your boyfriend's gonna miss you. Louie, nobody thought you were actually a jazz star. Nice try. Mackenzie, great name, but that's really all we have to say about you. That was Nancy. Here goes Oscar. Pedro, my man. All right, Quentin, where? There you are, Quentin, really, I told you should have taken that job with the firefighters union. You went through all the trouble to build up all that muscle. Look where it got you. Alright, let's toss more droids in here. Steal our work. What's wrong with these droids? I mean, I guess, you know, I don't know. You droids probably don't have feelings. Are you pure automaton, or, you know, do you have souls? Alright, Ray, my man. Let's get you in there, Ray. Okay. Oh, Samuel? Samuel. Great name, bad timing. Shouldn't have started this job here. Ted? Ned, Ed, and Ned Drew. Send their regards. Oh, wait, no, Ted. Look, there we go. Another murder unit. Just toss that in there. Okay. Whew. And we got the guys. What did that body? All right. Well, we'll ask those questions later. Usher. Yeah, Usher. Nobody thought you were actual Usher of Kiss Like a Rose fame. For one thing, you were white. Yep. Vinny. Your uncle always said you were going to wind up in a cremator, but I think he expected it to be in a different fashion. Walter. How's it going? I can't even say your name. Xanadu? Xanadu. Well, nobody likes you, Xanadu. Yorkie. Thank you for all the donuts you brought all the time. And Xanaton. I know you were trying to set trends, like an alien name and stuff like that, but I mean, really, it was going too far. Okay, folks. All right, a couple more mystery bags. We're gonna think about that too hard. Those could be anybody in those bags. Personally, I think it's suspicious that some people from upper management disappeared shortly before this strike, quote unquote. But these things happen. Yeah, corporate pigs, fascists. All right. Okay, folks. All right. We're almost done with the cremation phase there. We are gonna need some buckets. Let's get some buckets down here. Yep. Of course, our bucket dispenser's all the way up here. Now, the good news is you can carry a couple of them at a time if you're careful. It doesn't always work out. And sometimes the bucket dispenser gives you bodies, but, that's okay. Empty now. Nobody likes you. Oh, I kind of threw it when I did that. All right. Let's carefully set you down. Look at there we go. 2. Haha. And let's get a third one. I get the rotation right. All right. Let's target the bottom. All right, we got a stack of buckets. Now, if you hold the shift key, folks, I don't know if you know this. If you hold the shift key in this game, it allows you to walk instead of run. Always handy. When you're carrying multiple buckets and stuff, sometimes you don't want to get too crazy. Heading down to the quote-unquote crew floors. Yeah, well, the crew's all gone. I took care of that part. Actually, I guess we should start. Oh, no. One bucket. 2 buckets. Dang it. Well, that's alright. That's how it goes. Okay. Mop time. So, let's see if we can't get ourselves a beachhead on this goop. Now, of course, as we walk through goop, we get stuff on our feet, which we can track around. That's half the reason you kind of have to establish a beachhead, is to deal with that, which is kind of a big pain in the butt. But once you can establish a beachhead, I think Then you can, then you kind of have some room to maneuver. You kind of need to build yourself some pathways. This goes back to sort of the same idea. Let's see here. I think that is all ruined. Oh, I'm surprised we got one out of that. As clearing a space, and it's like, you know, when you're at home choring, which I hope you guys are doing while you're watching this. Let's not be lazy now. Okay, that was full. But once you've established a beachhead, then you can get yourself some pathways so you're not tracking stuff and making a mess. And that's a lot like this when you're cleaning your kitchen and things like that. You want to get yourself set up with a path so that way you have a place to stage things, you can put things when they're clean without making a worse mess. Okay, that mop's getting pretty bloody. Alright. Mop back out. Okay. And I hope we stepped in some of that. Stairs do funny things to the blood effects and stretch them out sometimes. Okay. Alright, that's better. Let's make sure we get this. Oh, that's not good. And this mop bucket's starting to get. I think we got one more reload on that. Gosh, there's a lot of blood on that. There's a lot of blood there. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Alright. So now we're going to walk into the blood here. But we've got our mop bucket dispenser back here, folks, so we can start clearing ourselves out of path. Uh-oh, it's malfunctioning. Body part. Put that in the old bucket. Both the bucket dispenser, well, the bucket dispenser and the biohazards will do that same thing. So it's very annoying, but you know, that's just the way it goes. I am spilling buckets left and right. Alright. Clean, clean, clean. Ha, ha, ha. Mr. Clean. Alright, once you see that red squelch, I think when you see the squelch on the brush, that's to let you know that it's getting ready to start generating blood instead of mopping it. Just like that right there. That red squelch you see. See some like red drops come off of it? Okay. Okay. And we'll get back to you guys, but we're still working on our beachhead. This is part of the project to establish a beachhead. All right. We're getting the hang of the mop here, folks. Oh, I thought I rinsed that. Is that all she wrote? Is that all the bucket's got for me? Ah, we got some. I also think some of these blood piles are worse than others as far as the amount of blood that comes off of them. There we go. Now that bucket's good and done for. All right. Is that you there? Stay out of my way. Alright. Beep. Yellow brick road. We are following the yellow brick road. And they have some variant maps, like there's like a slasher film map, and there's some other ones for this game. But they are not quite the same thing. But a Wizard of Oz themed, the side effect of the Wicked Witch and the house crashing and stuff, that could make for a pretty darn amusing map. Oh, I Didn't see the blood spatter on that one. Missed it, missed it. That could be pretty amusing, I think. Where's our clean bucket? There we go. And kind of over here. This is a thirsty hallway, guys. Thirsty. Let's bring our bucket over. Try not to bang it into anything. Ooh, that's the wrong button, but it's close. Alright. Okay. Phew. We have got a little bit of breathing room now. Working our way back to the stairs. That bucket's definitely done for. Let's get another one. Now, how do you dispose of buckets? You may be asking yourselves. Interestingly, our incinerator basically incinerates almost anything. So, we would use this bad boy. We would take those and throw them into the incinerator. You would think the water would be too much for it, but nope, not for our incinerator. Either it's so strong it cooks the water away, or it's got some sort of built-in drain. So any sludge and junk that enters there gets cooked, that doesn't get cooked out, just goes away that way. That's the best theory I have. But, you know, that's for the boys down in the lab, the guys in the tech division. I'm just a lowly mop jockey. So, you know, I don't let them tell me how to do my job, and I don't tell them how to do their job. I mean, I try making suggestions. Sometimes I send memos, but as you might imagine, that doesn't go over very well. People seem to have a problem with that. Okay. Coming back over here. Oh. Yeah. All right. Initial path set up. Good, because this bucket's getting a little sloppy on us, folks. All right. So now that we've cleared a path to the mop buckets, let's go get a fresh bucket and see if we can't make our way down. Did we really come up the stairs? We got the stairs themselves. Might stack up some buckets, but we didn't have the best luck with that last time, now did we? Okay, folks. Head on down here. Oop. That was close. I almost made that thing tip. Alright, so we want to try to keep these buckets up against the wall to keep them out of the way while we try to work our way towards the cremation room, the crematorium, the cubicle of the last rites. But, as you can see, we got a lot of blood and gore on these walls. Blood and oil in the video. I don't think we're so responsible for the gore. I think that was definitely the droids. But, see, that's exactly what I'm talking about, folks. That is what I'm talking about. See, I left it there in the corner, and I kept missing it, and then just, bam, kicked it. Typical Cobra. Uh-oh, body part. Do it right. Sometimes you can catch them before that happens. But no. Another one. Caught that one. Seriously, who puts bodies in a gizmo? Oh, got a message. Let me check this really quick. Alright. There we go. Message received. Message checked. Oh, a third. This is really unacceptable, guys. This is... I mean, what if this was a hospital? Huh? Fourth one? Oh my gosh, just... give me some buckets. cannot even. What is wrong with you, Slush-O-Matic? How could you do this to me? How could you do this? Alright, there we go. 3 buckets in a row. I can't believe that. That was like 5 body. That was a whole person. Who was that? Was that one of the guys from the plumbing company? For the love of Christ. How much water did I just spill? I think I spilled the bottom bucket again. Alright, folks. Moving next time, remind me we're only doing double buckets. Okay? We're going to try double buckets next time and see how that works out. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Alright, let's see. Now, since, you know, is this going to be a whole bucket to mop up after a former bucket? It actually doesn't look like it. Well, that's nice. That could have been a lot worse. Let's take this bad boy down here. Add it to the hallway of gore. See if we can't make enough of an advance using this one. Start getting some lighting set up in here. Working in these lighting conditions is not good for you. You all know what I mean. There we go. There we go. And here we have another one. We're going to take this bucket down. And we got that empty bucket there. It's just terrible. Okay, but I think we've almost carved our path out to the crematorium, to our cubicle of regret, Ned's last stand. I think we did agree that was Jake's last stand. I think it was Jake in there. Poor Jake was probably trying to hide behind the cremator, and then one of the murder droids found him. Although, I assume the murder droids also killed all of the regular droids. That's the best vibe I'm getting from this. Ugh, need more buckets. Okay. Need more buckets, but we got buckets on the stairs here. Alright. Remember, this time we're only going to do 2. Got a regular old bucket. And a second bucket. There we go, folks. There we go. So we are going to make our way on down. Okay. Bucket 1, bucket 2. Let's try not to spill you. Okay. We're almost to the point where we can start. Oh, got another message coming in, folks. Sorry about that. Alright. You know, I really gotta fold some clothes and stuff. Speaking of chores. I should probably get to that here soon. Where are we at on time? We got a little bit more time. But real life chores, game chores, you all know how it goes. Alright, but we did want to, at the very least, get our way cleaned to the crematorium, so we have a place to get rid of all these buckets without tracking blood everywhere. Oh my gosh, there is so much human and droid goo. I am shocked. Shocked and abhorred. Actually, I'm not. We had to carry a lot of bodies down here, folks. That was, whew. It's one of the worst slaughters I've seen in this game. Not sure that it's the oh, dang it. Are we tracking? No, that's from the corner. We're tracking slightly. Okay, there we go. And here comes another one. More messages there. Well, that's good. There is a delay in the Mrs. and the Children returning, which buys me a little bit more time to get us to the crematorium, to get us to the cremator. And then we'll call it for now. We'll come back and finish this excitement naturally later. Okay, we got a bucket there, and there's a red light flashing. Does that mean we're getting a bucket? We'll get the bucket. Nice. Nice. Alright, I figure with 2 more buckets, we can clean a path to the cremator. That allows us to start making some real progress. Yep. And then we can start figuring out how we get all the junk off the walls. I think you use the burninator to do that, but I'm not 100%. Okay, we gotta be careful with our stacked buckets. Let's not knock over any of our coop buckets. All right. Oh, that makes me mad. Those bullets. If you look at the angle there, it wouldn't mean it would lost all of its water. It would have just lost a tiny bit of water. That's ridiculous. That's okay. I think this one bucket's still going to do what we need. Alright, and then we're going to just go and get rid of these buckets into the cremator. Come along, goop bucket. Say hello to Creamer. Maybe we need a better... What do you guys think? Do we need a better nickname for that than Creamer? Welcome to Creamer. Yeah, you're right. That could go wrong. That could go wrong. We're going to have to work on that one. That's okay. Kidding me? It takes a while for them to burn down sometimes. If you get overeager like that, that can happen. I was kind of rushing it. You kind of have to like hold them and throw them towards the back. The back's kind of a goop pile anyways. All right. Boss. Yeah, the E key appears to throw it. Like, drops it, but it drops it a little more aggressively. And that's nice. See? Look. I think we have, like, 2 different lifts here. That's very interesting to see a level with multiple lifts. I wonder if that's because of the potential of multiplayer or what exactly is going on there. But, you know, that's nice. More of these dongles, all representing the like files, the lives of our fallen janitorial brothers. There's no water in there, is there? There's not. There used to be water in this one. All right. With that, we're gonna come back over here. Yep. Okay, everybody. Well, thank you for joining me for some chore time. I'm going to go do some actual real life chores. I'll have to see about setting up a rig where you can maybe hang out and do chores together. You know, maybe like clean the kitchen together or something like that. That's always a possibility. Cook together. Other stuff, experimenting as always with the content. But I do want to thank you all for watching today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, share. Leave a comment in the doobly doo. Tell me what's up. Tell me about your life. Tell me about your day. Yeah, basically anything. I don't really know you yet. I'm a dad named Cobra. I'm a Cobra, and I'm a dad, and I like to play games, and this has been a lot of fun, and I hope that you all have a wonderful day. Bye.